Hey guys, so glad to be back. Sorry it's been a while, been a little busy, but I am super excited to be making a video. So here we go. First I am going to just apply some Aqauphor to my lips because they've been super dry lately, and then I wanted to make sure to clean my hands with some Germ-X. So then I'm taking this Becca Backlight primer just to prime my face. It is summer, so of course I wanted that radiance, glowy skin, and so I love this primer. I've talked about it so many times before. Then I'm going to take two foundations and mix them together. It is the Loreal True Match Lumi and the CoverFx foundation. The CoverFx was too light for me, so that's why I added a little bit of the Loreal into it. And then I'm taking some beauty oil and putting 2 drops of it into the foundation. It's just going to make it a little bit more luminous and dewy and kind of sheer it out a little bit, but it's going to give you a beautiful radiant glow. Then I'm just going to be using a beauty blender or a Real Technique sponge to apply this all over my face. I just wiped that excess product from my finger onto my cheek and blended it out, and then I just dabbed into the product on the back of my hand with the sponge and just pushed it all over. Then I'm going with this Jane IREDALE Disappearing Concealer that I talked about in my summer favorites, and I'm just covering up some blemishes and those little patches that we get around our nose just because my foundation tends to break up in that area. So I'm just pressing that in with a beauty blender as well. Then I'm going to take 2 different concealers, I guess you could say. First is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I recently just discovered this because the Tarte Shape Tape was sold out, and I've been wanting to experiment a little because I do find the Tarte Shape Tape to be a bit thick. So I wanted to experiment. I found this one, and it's super sheer, and I love it because it still applies great coverage. So I applied that under my eyes and on my forehead. And then I'm taking this highlighting pen from MAC. It is in the shade Light Boost. And it is a yellowy green based highlighter pen. And it can be used for highlighting, color correcting, a range of different things. But I like to add it on top of concealer on occasion and to do around my mouth because I feel like it definitely does conceal pretty well. But it also does bring some light to those areas of my face, just like that extra little boost. Then I'm going in and setting my foundation, or my concealer, excuse me, with the Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, which I've used 100 times before. It's so great, and I just want to set all those areas that I concealed because I do not want them to move. I want them to stay in place. And then because I'm going to be going in with powders, I just took a little bit of that Mercier, put it on a big fluffy brush, and set the rest of my face. Now I'm taking this Morphe palette. It is the 35 in palette, and I am going to be using this shade all the way to the left here as a transition shade for my eyes. I'm taking it on a fluffy brush and just buffing it into the crease and on the outer portion of my eyes. Today is not going to be anything crazy. It's just going to be a warm, subtle look because I'm running out of the door to go run some errands. So next I'm taking MAC Wedge, and I am going to put that on that same fluffy haired brush into the crease just to warm it up a little bit. Wedge is a little bit more cool tone, and often people use it for cool tones, but I like it with cool and warm tones because I feel like it's just a really great transition shade altogether, and it'll kind of darken up those super warm, super orangey transition shades. And then I'm taking this orangey, pumpkin-y colored, oh man, I guess an eyeshadow fell out. I'm going to take this orangey pumpkin-y colored eyeshadow, and I'm going to buff that into my crease as well. And this time I am taking a different brush. It's still a fluffy, long-haired brush, and I'm just buffing that into the crease, and I'm pulling that down a little bit more towards my lash line. Then I'm going to pick up MAC BLANC Type, and I'm pushing this into my inner corner of my eye, kind of using it as an inner corner highlight, but also to brighten up that inner lid from all of the shadows that I have used already, the warm tone shadows for my crease. They have started to cover most of my lid, so to brighten it up a little bit, I put that BLANC Type, and then I take that same brush that I had just used to apply the last transition shade, and I went in and made sure there were no harsh lines. Now I'm picking up MAC Brown Script, and this is a really pretty color that I like to use to warm up my crease, and so I take it with a light hand and I just buff it on the top of my crease going up towards my brow bone just to warm it up a little bit. Then I'm taking this MAC Ground Brown, and I didn't want to use any eyeliner today because, let's face it, eyeliner can sometimes take a really long time, and it's hard to get perfect, and I'm a perfectionist. So I took this MAC Ground Brown, and I decided to use it to darken up my lash line as opposed to eyeliner, and then I went back in with that MAC Blanc type just to re-brighten up the inner corner, and then taking that fluffy brush and blending because we don't want harsh lines. Now I'm taking the ColourPop Topaz palette that I've also used 100 times, picking up that brown shade on a Morphe R2 brush, big fluffy brush. Make sure you tap it off. You don't want too much product. And then starting at the high points of my cheekbones, I'm just going to be bronzing my face because I just wanted an all-over bronzed glow. I didn't want any crazy contouring or anything like that. I just really wanted to look bronzed and glowy and just dark. So I am taking that brush and pushing it all over the outer perimeters of my face. Then I am taking the JACLYN Hill and Becca face palette, and I'm taking the brownish colored shade. I think it's called Amaretto, but I'll link it down below, just to kind of bronze up those cheeks. I know that this can be used as a blush or a bronzer, so I kind of used it as a mix for between the two, and I went in and applied it over that bronzer. Then I am going to be picking up MAC Melba, and this is just a beautiful shade. I feel like it definitely warms up any look, so anytime I'm going for a bronzed glow, I love to use Melba. It looks good on everyone. I cannot tell you how many different people I've recommended this to, and they've loved it so much, so definitely worth it. Go pick it up. Then I'm going in with the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Excuse me while I sing a little bit of an Adele song that I was jamming out to. Then I'm going to go in and just mostly fill in the parts of my brow where I might have plucked away too many eyebrows, or where, you know, my non-existent tail is. I don't fill in my brows too crazy because I do have very thick, very dark brows naturally. So usually I just use brow brushes to fill in little gaps and places where I'm missing hairs, more so to even out than anything. Then I'm just taking this e.l.f. clear brow gel and making sure that they don't move because they're long and they move a lot. So then I'm going to take the JACLYN Hill palette, and I'm picking up this first shade over here to highlight the inner corner of my eye because I decided that I did want a little bit more of a shimmer on the inner corner. I think that whenever you are doing minimal makeup, and yes, this is a lot of products, but it is still very minimal. It's just kind of like a bronzed, smoked out look. I think that a pop of shimmer on the inner corner looks really good, and it really complements the eyes, especially once you add in your mascara. That pop of shimmer, you know, just draws attention to your eyes and looks really great. Then I'm going to take this ULTA Twisted Volume Mascara. It does have like a little piece where you can twist it and it'll like rotate. I don't really use that. This is more of just an on-the-go kind of mascara for me. And I got a little bit on my nose. So it's okay, no worries. You can take a Q-tip and you wait a little while for it to dry. If you try and take it off immediately, it will smear and mess up your foundation. But if you wait for the mascara to dry for a few seconds, like 30 seconds or so, take a Q-tip, it'll just dust right off, and then no problem. Now I'm going in with a white eyeliner. Just wanted to make my eyes pop a little bit more, so I am applying that to the waterline of my eyes, and I'm using a beauty blender to pull down my face so I don't mess up my foundation. Then I'm going in with this MAC Golden Moment, I believe it is, and it's kind of just like a bronzer with shimmer, which I don't normally like, but if I'm going for a look like this, applying just a very, very sparse amount and using whatever's left over on my brush to do the remainder of my face, it adds this like glowing, shimmering look that is very, very pretty. Then I'm going back in with the Becca JACLYN Hill face palette, and I'm picking up Prosecco Pop on this Morphe, I think it's M510 brush, and I am just dusting some highlight onto the tops of my cheekbones and really focusing on the high points and then pulling it down just a tad. This is not a synthetic brush, so it will not apply the highlighter as, I guess you could say, strong and bold as a synthetic haired brush would do. But it does still apply any type of highlighter very beautifully. So if you're going for like a bold, intense highlighter, you won't usually use that. Then I've got this new highlighter that I'll be talking about very soon in a new products video of mine. And it is so beautiful. It is literally the most beautiful highlight ever. Whenever the guy put it on me in the store, I had to have it. I had no makeup on, but I made him put it on anyway, and it was just gorgeous. So then a little tip I like is I hate foundation on my lips. It is not a good primer. It makes your lips look crusty with anything else over it. So I take a Q-tip and I take it all off as opposed to a towel that could mess up the rest of my foundation around my mouth. Then I'm going in with the Fresh Sugar Advanced Therapy lip balm. It is amazing. Like, it's expensive, but it's amazing. You should go give it a try at Sephora if you have not yet. Then just going in with a little bit of Chanel lip gloss in Sweet Beige, my favorite. And I am just about done. I'm going to spray my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. It's just going to make it last, and I am dousing my face in it because I really want it to feel dewy and luminous. And that is it. I will be showing you guys a tidbit of my hair, which I've been trying to leave curly lately to protect it from heat. So thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.